Hello, all of my global all-stars, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be going over the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Global All-Stars. This season, I have been so excited and waiting for. Ever since it was announced, ever since it was rumored, I've been wanting this season of Drag Race so badly, and we're finally going to be getting it in just less than a month. That's fucking crazy. I'm so excited for it. So today we're going to be going through the cast. I'll be talking about my thoughts, feelings, and opinions on them, and my predicted top 4, but this time it's less of a predicted top 4 and like a what I want top 4 in a way, but I couldn't resist. I have seen every single one of these contestant seasons except for one. I have not seen Drag Race Italia season 2. So I do not know fully what Millennia is all about. I did go specifically back and like watch some clips and some random things I could find on YouTube just to get a vibe of what her vibe was, but I have not watched her season. But for every other contestant that we're going to be talking about today, I did watch their season in full. So I do generally know what I'm talking about there. Before we go any further though, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy yourself here. I really appreciate the comments and the subscriptions. They're very useful. And I love seeing this little channel grow. So thank you if you choose to do that. Anyways, let's get on with the video. We're going to be going with alphabetical order here. So we are going to be starting with Alyssa Edwards. Now, I mean, everybody who knows Drag Race knows Alyssa Edwards. Like, it is no shock who she is, what her deal is, what she's about, what she's good at. Alyssa, I think, is a very good pick for the US for this season of Global All-Stars, mainly because of her legacy. And, you know, when I think of like a quintessential like American drag queen, Alyssa Edwards is somebody who I think of like immediately. Like, she's from Texas, she's this pageant coach, she has this very traditional kind of way of thinking of drag in the United States, but is always able to present it in new ways. And, you know, I think she's perfect representation here. I'm not exactly sure on what the format of this season is going to be. I have not been spoiled on that. So I do have a bit of a fear on, depending on the format, I do think it would be very easy and beneficial to the other contestants to say, hey, let's get rid of Alyssa. Because Alyssa, if she gets to the end, you know, she's Alyssa Edwards, she'll probably win. So if I were with the other contestants and I had the opportunity to be like, okay, bye Alyssa, I would absolutely do that. But I'm not sure of the formatting, so that's why mainly I do not have Alyssa in my top 4. Because I think depending on the format that they choose to use, she could very easily be target number 1 for the rest of the contestants. Next up we have Athena Liss from Drag Race Belgique. I like the name change to Athena Liss, I think. I don't know if I like Soja Liss or just Liss better, but it's interesting, I like it. Athena is so pretty. I mean, her style of drag is something I really adore and love. I love a dark, vampy, conceptual woman. That is like, it is something I very much love when it comes to drag, so I'm happy that she is able to come in here and show it again. She is one of the people where, like, you know, on her season, she, you know, had like 2 bottom placements, 2 wins, and like 3 saves. So, you know, it's a very like, okay, yeah, like bam track record. So she is one of the people on this list too. I just don't 100% think is going to do the best in the season. I don't think anybody's gonna do terrible. Like whoever is the first out, I still think is gonna end up doing like a good job on the season overall. But like, I think looking at the track records of the contestants and like what I believe their skills to be and how that stacks up to everybody else in the group, Athena, sadly, I think is one of the ones that ends up lower on the list for me. But I still love the bitch. Next up we have Evilqueen. And Evilqueen is so pretty. I love the way that, you know, her drag is like, you know, paying homage to the evil queens of, you know, media and just kind of the world, and I love that that's the way she goes about presenting her drag. Um, I really want to see Eva get a challenge win here. I don't think she's gonna be top 4 this season, but I am desperately rooting for her to get a challenge win. Her and Tessa Testicle, they're the two on the season that do not have challenge wins. I just need them to get one, you know? If each of them get one, then I will be completely happy with their runs on the season. Like, no qualms, regardless of how the rest they do for the rest of the season. I just want everybody to come out of here being like a winner in some regard. But yeah, Eva is sickening. She could have won a challenge on her original season, but she did not. I don't think I had her winning a challenge on the season when I did my video on Philippines Season 1. But I do really like Eva, and I'm excited to see her on this season. Next up is Galavaro. And Gala is she's just so she's so sickening. I love Galavaro. I don't think I really sung my praises of Galavaro enough when I did my Drag Race Mexico Season 1 video. I believe I gave her a slightly better track record on that version of the season than she had originally. I can't remember if that's the case, but I do believe I gave her a little bit of a better track record there. But really, Gala is just she's so pretty in and out of drag. You know, she can dance, she can make a sickening outfit, she can do comedy. Like, she has all of these different things going for her, and I just love her so much that I want to see her make the end of the season really, really badly. And I think she's going to be providing entertainment regardless the whole time. I really am excited to see Galavaro here. Next up is Kitty Scott Claus, which I think I mentioned this in my UK Season 3 video, but I fucking love her name so much. Like, Kitty Scott Claus is truly one of the best drag names, just period, ever. I love it. It's so stupid. It's so good. Kitty, I'm glad that we have somebody on the season who is, like, comedy focused in their presentation. Because, like, I think the season is pretty fashion heavy in terms of the contestants. It's like very, like, most queens I think fall into their primarily fashion or performance camps on this season, and Kitty is really the main one and like the only one as far as I can tell. Again, I'm not really sure what Nalenia would consider herself, but I would consider her like a fashion. That's like if I'm going fashion, comedy, or performance, I'm choosing fashion for Nalenia. Kitty's the only one I think I'm choosing comedy for. And I am excited that we have her on this season to be representing the comedy girls. And I do think she is going to get deep into the season potentially because of that. So Kitty isn't gonna make my like short list on like who I think is gonna be in the top 4, but she's somebody who I definitely could see making a deep run into this season. Next is Queen Kong, who is fucking so gorgeous. So stunning. Queen Kong is one of those contestants who like really, she started off her season, not doing super high. I mean, literally her first 2 episodes her placements were low and bottom 2. And that's one of the scenarios where you could just be like, oh damn, I'm sucking. And like get into like a spiral about that. But she said no, she's not going to get into a spiral about it. And throughout the next a few episodes, she won 2 challenges, was in the bottom for another. But I mean, she won 2 challenges. One of them should have been a solo win, was a triple win, should have been a solo win just for her. She really, brought herself back up from that. And I have a difficult time thinking of like, because again, there are a lot of contestants on the season who I would say are primarily performance based. Like we have Queen Kong, we have Soa, we have some contestants who I think very arguably could be mainly, I would say, performance based, being like Alyssa, Gala, Tessa. There are a lot of contestants that fit into that mold. But I think if they're having to lip sync to save themselves, the person who I'm putting the most confidence in is Queen Kong. Out of all these contestants, it's Queen Kong. She's the one I feel like is gonna do the best in any given lip sync in comparison to the rest of her cast. So she is somebody who I'm looking out for because of that, and I think could do really well on this season. I guess I kind of forgot to mention Miranda when I was talking about the comedy girls. I guess Miranda's kind of like, she sits in like she could be comedy or fashion for me, I guess. But regardless, Miranda Lebrau is here. And I love this look so much. This, I think, is my favorite promo look of this. And I know, I don't think people like this look that much. I saw somebody on Twitter being like, what the fuck is this? But I love it. I love it. The soccer ball, I think, is so smart. And having it, you know, be this, like, head covering. And, you know, her head being the soccer ball, kind of. And then leading into this, like, beautiful green dress with, you know, the ruffles on the sides and going downwards. It's just so, it's conceptual. Like, it's a conceptual soccer look, which is, like, not something I'm expecting from Drag Race. But, bitch, that's a soccer on a fucking field. That's a soccer on a field? That's a soccer ball in a fucking field on her fucking outfit as her garment. And I'm like, okay, I love it. I can't say I don't love it, because I love it. But anyways, Miranda, I think just looking at the field here, I don't think she's going to make it to the end of the season. But I do think that she's going to continue serving looks like this. And I do think is going to be great representation for Brazil. And I hope she proves me wrong. Next is Nalenia. And I really don't know much about Nalenia. I just know that she has served some sickening looks on Drag Race. She had a great snatch game on Drag Race. And in her, I guess, like, couple of lip syncs that she did, you know, I saw she did all right jobs in those as well. So she is somebody who I think could go far. I didn't put her in my tops just because, again, I can name the least amount of things about her. But she is somebody who I'm gonna keep my eye on here to be like, okay, I see it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm interested, I'm intrigued, and I want to see more. Next is Patha from Canada's Drag Race. Patha is such a stunning icon. I love this bitch. I mean, this universe does not exist, but the potential, you know, 1 in a million multiverse where there is a reasonable reason for Patha and Isis Couture to win Canada's Drag Race Season 2 is a universe I want to live in, because I think they both deserved it so heavily. But as I've talked before on this channel, I adore Isis Couture. Isis Couture is a top 10 drag queen for me of all time. I just love her. She is so stunning to me. So when I did my judging in the season, I was like, oh, Isis is getting the win for me regardless. But Patha, I think, when it made Canada's Drag Race her bitch, and excelled in literally every aspect except the roast. And, like, yeah, she was low for that challenge for sure. She was the third worst, but, like, in comparison to the bottom two, she, you know, did certainly better. So Patha is somebody who I'm definitely looking out for here. I think out of all of the contestants here, I mean, and like basically all of them are runner-ups, all but Tessa and Alyssa are runner-ups. She is the contestant I feel personally was closest to the win. That I think most reasonably could have won her season. There are the contestants you could argue for that. You could argue like Kitty Scott Claus. But she's somebody who I'm really looking for as like a potential winner pick for this season. Next is Soa Demuse. And Soa, I mean, I literally just finished watching her season like a couple weeks ago. So my brain is fresh on Soa News. Soa News? Soa News is not her name. I don't know why the letter N came into my brain to say news. But Soa is so beautiful and such a good performer, and is somebody who I do think, like, I think with, you know, her performance on season 1 of Drag Race France, like, I think, you know, she was up against some stiff fucking competition. She was up against Lolita and Grand Dame and Paloma, where it just, by the end, it was like, okay, yeah, like, she's not gonna win, sadly. But she did so good. It was somebody who I think, with like a couple of, I think if she had participated, like, for example, on season 3 of Drag Race France, she would have fucking swept the competition. Like, she's somebody who I think, if given a little more time to like cook, could have really fucking steamrolled. And so in this setting with all these returning contestants, I do think she is somebody who's going to do pretty well. I can only assume. I did not put her in my top for the season, but she is somebody along with like Katie Scott Claus, who I would assume is going to make a deep run. Next up is Tessa Testicle, who I am obsessed with. I fucking love this bitch. I've loved her since the second I saw her, and I ended up putting her in my tops for the season. I'm just gonna spoil that right now, because I know people are gonna be mad about it, but I don't care. I love her. She's somebody who while she did not do good in any of those goddamn challenges, except for the one, that design challenge, on Drag Race Germany. She's somebody who I just have the utmost faith in to do great things. I want her to go out into the world and like spread her testicles and just fly and do the best. And she's somebody, I just have complete faith in her because I love her. She's just so funny. She's so beautiful, in and out of drag, wink wink. And she's serving looks all the time, and she's giving good confessionals. She's so personable. She is everything. And I really want to see her succeed in this format, in this stage. Last but not least, we're going to talk about Vanity Vane. Vanity is somebody who I actually really am happy she's getting a second shot on Drag Race, because I do feel like she is somebody who, like, while she did do like perfectly well on Drag Race Sweden, like the personality that we got from her was just not, like, it just wasn't there. So I feel like she is one of those people who, like, I think could potentially get like a personality redemption, as somebody who I'd be excited to see get that. But looking at the field and like looking at who I think could potentially make the top 10 I want to be at the end of the season, she's just sadly doesn't make my cut. But I do hope she does well. So my predicted top 4 this season, partially based on my wants and also what I think actually will happen, I put Galavar, Tessa Testicle, Queen Kong, and Patha. If I had to choose the person who I think is going to win this season, I would choose Patha. Gala and Queen, I think both have different aspects going for them. I think Queen is going to be leading in the performance department, and Gala is just going to be kind of just behind. You know, I think Patha is going to lead in the fashion department. Queen will lead in the performance department, and Gala is going to be like second or third in both of those, and really, you know, and do very well in those challenges like as well. And Tessa Testicle is just like my hope. I just want her to succeed. So yeah, this is what I'm hoping and thinking is going to happen for Drag Race Global All Stars. Watch me be proved immediately wrong by the format or something else. I don't know. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you wish. Leave your thoughts, feelings, and opinions down below. Again, as always, I will leave my Twitter linked down below if you want to go follow me on there. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye-bye.